Here we are on the full moon at the Temple of the Moon, just outside of Mexico City. You can see it in the background, and what a place to be on the full moon. The full moon of the Buddha, the WESAK full moon. These are powerful times, and what a powerful place to be. Get ready for a big full moon. So here we are in Mexico City and at the Temple of the Sun and the Moon, which is all about water, which is what the WESAK is also all about. So we're here at this time where we're being working with the water energy of the year, the highest energy, the most important full moon of the year. This is the full moon that sets up the rest of the year, what happens today. It is the concrete or concretization of the energy that happened in Aries last month. And now we're going from abstract to concrete. So the meditation will be strong tonight. You'll feel it and it can affect you a lot. So I encourage you to let yourself be really receptive to the energies that are incoming. So we're doing a world service meditation, of course, as always, but we're also doing a personal meditation too, because as within, so without, what we work on internally affects everything externally. This is such a powerful time for healing and realigning with soul and then the whole darn deal of the divine plan. And so we get to do this alignment consciously when we go into the meditation. And it's so powerful meditating together like this. So just as you're sitting and sort of sensing others in the space, just sort of letting the heart be vibrating and connecting to all the other hearts that are in this group today and around the world. The exact time of the full moon is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., 9:55 exact. And so that's another time you can watch the recording if you want to, or during that day, if you want to watch it again, it'll be up on YouTube tomorrow morning. But here we are together in real time, which of course is very, very powerful and different. So with us meditating together, we're really powerfully interconnecting in this space, even through the internet, which is just incredible. It is so powerful. So as you're here, just sort of aligning yourself into this meditation as we start to get ready for it, there's going to be, um, I did a chart. I'll show the chart right now. Hold on. So here we have the chart of the WESAK. And I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but some of you that know it, you can, study it later even more when you rewatch it. But we've got Sun conjunct Uranus pretty close, opposed the moon. There's the sun moon opposition at the Sabian symbol degree 23, Scorpio 23, Taurus. And it's about a lot of possibilities. Both of those Sabian symbols are about possibilities. The sun is conjunct Uranus, is super intense right now. A lot of energy, a lot of volatility, a lot of power, a lot of change is going on. And what I called this meditation, my own title, as you know, I like to title them, is For Once and for All. That was my first title. And the other thing I wanted to say within that is to let's heal something for once and for all in ourself. And think of it as a restructuring. When you see Saturn and Uranus in any aspect, it is all about restructuring. And so structural changes can happen, and that's like physical restructuring, emotional restructuring, mental restructuring, spiritual restructuring. So it's very powerful to reorganize the self, especially on a full moon. So, what is ready to heal structurally in your life? Think of that. And what does that even mean? Structurally, that can be a way of thinking, a psychological position, right? So that's the energy. Venus and Neptune are conjunct. It's really powerful for insight and liberation and inspiration. Saturn's coming up to it, but it's still out of sign. But it's like things are changing even more, and things have been changing, and they're going to change and continue to change as they have been. So this is strong energy that we're working with, as you know. Also, as I'm in Mexico City, I got to go to a lot of the cathedrals here, which I love to do wherever I am, or any holy spaces, and whatever the holy spaces of the place. I always make a point to go to those places, right? So I was, of course, at the Basilica in Mexico City. Mexico City is known for the Virgin or the Our Lady of Guadalupe, which is one of my favorite images of the Mary. And I'll share that with you so you can see this one. You'll recognize it immediately. That's the famous, and that's actually one of the original versions of it. This was apparently appeared on his cloak magically. But that is that image, and it's a very beautiful image to me. And I also love this image. This is a photograph of art, basically, is a painting on a side of a wall. And then look at the beautiful reflection in the water. And I think that's so powerful, right? It's just art. And it might even be from here, I'm not sure. But I love this image so much. So then that energy is, I'm sitting in the land where that imagery comes from, that sacred Mary version, which is so powerful. And we're at the WESAK, which is called the Buddhic full moon. So this is the moon with the most light, and it's Sun conjunct Uranus. So it's electrical, powerful, kind of like a lightning bolt a little bit, right? And so it might feel very strong to you right now. And you have to let yourself condition yourself to the energies through the soul, kind of conditioning them through the body self, so that as they act through you, they don't electrify you, You want to be this perfectly calm and receiving vessel so that that energy can move through you in a way that is healing, that is constructive, right? And so with Sun conjunct Uranus, it's a pretty intense energy. So we're working with that, and it's a full moon. So that's happening right now. Inside the meditation, one of the things I want to work on is, what do we want to restructure in our life? When you think of that, you may already know exactly what that is. Restructure. Saturn, Uranus on a full moon with Sun conjunct Uranus. The kind of restructuring that can happen with a full moon like this is permanent and final and forever. You see? So when you think of that, like, what would you want to put on the altar in a sense, right? What would you want to place in the work booth or the workstation of the meditation that you want to have restructuring it? And the way I wrote it for myself was like this, to say, healing, what needs to be healed structurally, past, present, future, right? The whole line. So it can be from when you were a little girl, it can be from a past life, it can be from this present moment, and it can be in the future, that we're healing something throughout time and space. That's what I want to work with inside when we go into the meditation. Actually think about what that is. And as you're gently sensing what that might be, which might be very acute and obvious to you, or it may come up to you as you're doing the meditation, or you might totally right now know what it is, and it can change. So let it change if it wants to change, because there's a reason that it wants to change. So this, whatever happens within the meditation, trust that that's exactly right. And let's heal something. Let's heal something past, present, and future. That's powerful. Also, this is often associated with water. As I was saying, the Temple of the Moon is all about water, where I just was. But that water blessing will heal water. So if you want to have a glass of water, you can do that, right now in your space. But I like to abstractly think about it, that it heals all water, from ocean to the water within us. right? To all waters are using and vibrating to this energy. So we'll do that within the meditation too. Full moon in Scorpio is about transformation, right? And I'm calling it this time because it's Taurus, Scorpio, structural transformation with that Saturn Neptune balancer that is so powerful to organize real, structural, lasting change. That's not just temporary, a little quick fix or something we forget in a few weeks, like forevermore, as if it never was. Total change. Be open to that. Could happen for you right now. Put that on the altar of your consciousness. I say altar, it's kind of a religious word, but it's the idea of putting something someplace special, someplace sacred. And that can be a placement in mind, and it can be a physical placement like an altar, like a physical altar that we use. And a lot of us that meditate, we have areas where we meditate, and in that place that we meditate, often there's a workstation there, I call it, that we have things running there. Picture of your mother on Mother's Day. Oh, happy Mother's Day to all my mothers out there and all of our inner mothers, whether we're a mother or not, men and women included. We all have the feminine within us that we place on that altar, sometimes quite literally, images, of a great teacher or our mother, if we're working on with our mother energy or our own inner self or inner child can be on that altar, or a feather that you found that reminds you of not taking things so personally, to be light. There's a saying that says angels can fly because they take themselves lightly, right? So that could be your feather image that you have sitting there. So, but we're placing on our etheric altar this concept of what we would like to structurally change forevermore. So, taking that into mind and into awareness is even a better way to say it, because mind is limiting. Body, mind, heart, soul, all realms of the self will take our structural changing in the altar that it's placed upon into our meditation now. I don't have a candle from where I am, but feel free to light yours. And also, of course, always know that there's the light within the cave center that you can just innerly light, which of course the physical light is just a symbol for, the physical candle is just a symbol for the inner light. Remember that the Buddhic moon is all about light. And that light is transferring through all of the waters with the consciousness of the divine plan. And so that energy is affecting every single water that there is and every single thing on our planet, which is a blue one full of water. So we are a very watery place here. And in our body, we're more than 70% water, which is so interesting to think of, right? So that will be affected too. So when you're ready to, sitting up and feeling comfortable with yourself, take a few breaths as you bring yourself into this time and space. And close your eyes, and just with every breath, feeling yourself coming more and more present. Letting yourself get something. Let yourself get something more. Let yourself receive this Buddhic light. Buddhic light is pure consciousness. It is a very, very high vibration. So using your breath to calm in the physical body, any tension in your arms or legs, hips, back, face, eyes. Using your breath to help aim that relaxation into your neck, aim that relaxation anywhere that is needed within the cell. Let your whole body begin that process of deep, deep relaxation, coming more and more into the moment, more and more into the present. And as you breathe consciously, aligning the self, body, mind, heart, soul. So you're preparing the field of your own awareness to receive this light in this full moon, Scorpio, of deep structural transformation. Permanent growth, permanent understanding or realization. You know how I say you can't unknow what you know. Once you know, not think, but once you know something, it is yours forevermore. And we're creating space in this meditation for something to be understood and known in a new way, in a way that is healing, in a way that is aligned with the soul. And just using your breath, if there's any kind of nervous tension in the body or distraction, to come into the moment present and still. Beginning in the heart center. And so you take your position for the moment at the heart, breathing through your heart center and connecting heart to heart with all other hearts here and around the planet, and all the millions that are also meditating in these hours around the full moon. In every city, in every country, everywhere around the world, there are conscious souls. And we are kindred. We are interconnected. And in the center of the heart, sense the rose of the heart that is blossoming. And sense that rose and what color it is, which would be symbolic. Noticing what color it is as you imagine your rose in the center of your heart. And whatever you might know about that color, or you can look up later, learning more about how color is vibration. And it could be every color. It could be a rainbow rose. But whatever it is, just take note and feel your heart open, bloom. As you set the tone by heart of this meditation. Love is how, love is the way, love is all there is. Everything returns to love. So the heart becomes this important conditioning chakra and organ, but chakra, that if there is no heart, there is no one, right? There's heart centers in our body, of course, as you know, your own heart center, but there are also heart centers of a family. You probably are that one, very likely. And these heart centers of families are very important, as many of you here know, and probably are playing that role of heart center. There's heart centers in communities. There's heart centers in a city. There are heart centers in a state. There are heart centers in the country. There are heart centers around the world. And so we're connecting heart to heart with all heart centers, whether they be human or mountains, right? Or places, I should say, and trees, heart-centered trees. Can you imagine? We all know heart-centered animals, right? Heart to heart with all beings. And this sets the tone to make a conscious connection with this Buddhic energy, this incoming Buddhic energy that is already happening. It is already happening. So from the heart center, send a line of light to the head center. Feel yourself take your place within the cave. As you take your place within the cave, remembering this place, you've been here 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, 1,000 lifetimes, 1,000,000 lifetimes. It's a place you know by heart, and we have been there before. So let yourself, from the center of the heart, send that line of light into the center of the cave and take your seat as conscious soul. Om. The moment that you take your seat, the crown chakra opens and you may become aware of the overlighting soul. And that overlighting soul is pure love. And how you know you are in the presence of the soul is because the only thing that emanates from it is love. I was teaching in the last meditation class, some of you that were there, that joy is the natural emanation of the soul. So as you touch the soul, it is not condemning you, it is not judging you, it is not making a list and checking it twice. It is purely and simply and only capital L, love. Receive this love of the soul, and by itself, this can be a healing as you remember who you are right now. The soul is translating the energy of this Buddhic light that is coming from on high, from Shambhala to the heart of the sun, to all the way to Sirius. There is a light that is so pure and so high vibration that we couldn't capture it, but we can be influenced by it. And you allow this high vibrational light to be received, light to light. Within every cell of our body is a nucleus, which is like a little sun. So from the sun to the sun to the sun, from the light to the light to the light, we are vibrationally attuned to the highest thing that we can reach, which is changing all the time. Always greater, never less. Always increasing, never decreasing. Trusting that completely as you allow in this meditation today, as we talked about earlier, a restructuring of what needs to be restructured. Just sensing what that might be from this place within the meditation now. What is ready to heal structurally? Past, present, and future. And I mean past, and I mean future and presently. And our point of power is in the now, which is this moment. And this moment affects all moments. So in that consciousness, in your mind's eye, however you can imagine this, you place what needs restructuring, healing, restructuring and healing on that altar, we called it, or that place, that sacred place, for that big light, that Buddhic light to influence forevermore. And so in this space now, still holding your positioning in the heart of the head, in the cave center, feel this increasing light as you even breathe through that space of the third eye, and feel this increasing light within mind, within your consciousness now, this increasing light and continually increasing light. And it has an electrical aspect to it, so it has a blue, white quality with that sun conjunct Uranus opposed the full moon, right? And it's full moon in Scorpio of deep transformation. Breathing through the head center, sensing this increasing light. Feeling willing to let this restructuring occur as you sort of relax, open into the meditation and sense this light coming through, this divine intelligence, this divine love. Moving through all your systems, body, mind, heart, soul, so that your whole being is vibrating now at a faster and faster and higher vibration. Joy is the highest state that we can touch, mostly. Guess what the lowest vibration is that we can touch? Shame, right? So if we have shame, we're unworthy to feel joy or anything really, right? So you raise that, if there is shame or there is guilt or there is grief, feel it be lifted up. Feel it be lifted up by the joy, which is the natural emanation of the soul. Feel it structurally change your relationship with shame, with guilt, or whatever's on that altar. Your self-esteem, your sense of self, your creativity, your true self, your true self. As you let that light vibrate all through your body, through all the little suns, within all the little cells, all those nuclei, just like the celestial sky. If you've ever been in the desert and you can see all the stars, if you could see within your body, you could see all the stars, macro, micro, light, light, more light. And what is ready for me to heal structurally forevermore. Move into the silence now, bathing in that light, thinking of it like crystallized intelligence, like snow. Snowflakes have a design, right? Each one different. Letting that cool, letting that divine intelligence affect you structurally, affect us structurally within ourselves forevermore. Knowing this truth, heal yourself, heals the world. It blazes the trail to make it easier for someone else to do this same healing because we've passed this way, right? And there's been others that have passed this way before we've passed this way. And it follows, follow the light. You keep following light deeper. And as this light infuses you and whatever's you've placed on that etheric altar, become still now and receive this healing. I receive this light. Om. I receive this healing. Om. Light to light. light to light. And sense this light dissolving into all of the waters, in all the forms that water is, from snow to rain to dew to underground rivers, to overground rivers and deltas and lakes, to oceans, to atmosphere, to the water in your bodies, to the water in the plants, to your breath. All these waters being infused with this Buddhic light, and I receive this blessing from the Buddha, from pure consciousness, that means. From pure consciousness, I receive this blessing. And the whole earth receives this blessing, our blue planet, which is also about 70% water. I receive this blessing, Om. I receive this healing, Om. And as you sense this receiving within the self, sense that the whole planet and all beings on this planet receive it with you. Om. All blessings to all beings. Om. All blessings to all beings. Om. All blessings to all beings. Om. And let this play through your life now, in whatever ways it does in these next days as it becomes more realized, more real, more matter, more material, materialized, matter realized, materialized in the life, within and without, as above, so below. As we hold this light like a torch, like a lantern, for others to follow, who we have followed our teachers and our lantern holders. We are also lantern holders. And when you're ready to, gently letting yourself begin to transition out of this meditation, when you're ready to, bringing all of this with you, all of this and more into the life. Yes, good. All blessings to all beings. It's one of my favorite phrases. It's a Tibetan prayer. And when I was at many years ago at Findhorn, which is this magical place in Scotland and where nothing should grow and everything grows. And there's all of these conscious souls there, and they're all little psychic wonders. A very interesting place. If you don't know about it, you can read about it. It's really interesting. But when we were there, we were in the kitchen and all the everything well, and the car has a name, right? Everything's named because they're beings that, it's the presence of the being within the car or the tractor, right? And in the kitchen they had drawers and it said wooden beings. You open up the drawer, it's full of wooden implements and sticks and things, spoons and stuff, and metal beings. And I remember thinking, that's great. Like I totally got that. And ever since, when I look around my own house or my own environment, I think everything's alive, you see. And when we're thinking all blessings to all beings, I mean everything, right? All blessings to the consciousness of all things. That's what we're praying for, we're holding up for, or what we're lifting and relating to. So it's an interesting thing to think about. So you should always name your car and anything you care about, just like we do, actually. A lot of people do, right? We name our children. They don't go with no name. The anchor anchors the vibration of a name. The vibration of a name is numerological. It has a vibration to it, right? And I remember once when my teacher said to me, he said, Diana, you have to take your name back. And what he meant was I had been called Dinah, since I was a little girl because my sister couldn't say Diana, and she heard my mother saying, as my mother's German, she'd say Diana, Diana. And that's my name, right? That's vibration. How your mother says your name is how your name is, Diana. And she heard Dinah. And that was my name for 30 years. Everybody knew me as Dinah. And still, so many do, but well, my old friends, right? But he said, you have to take your name because it's your name. So my Diana is a very different name than Dinah, just like Cynthia is a very different name than Cindy. They just have a different vibration. It's not good or bad, they're just different. And so you think about that as you even have your name becomes part of the energy that you are offering. Like everything is energy that we're offering, and everything is energy, period. And everything everything we think, speak, or do, obviously speak and do, but think is rippling out and affects everyone. So it's a lot to be conscious of and be responsible to, that on some level, we're always trying to do our best to keep that vibration lifted and conscious. Maybe that's the best way to say it, conscious. Meditation is a practice in presence. Meditation is a practice in consciousness. So I leave you with that from Mexico City. And I will see you next time. The next full moon is, where is it? Tuesday, June 10th. And the next meditation class is Monday, May 26th. I hope I get to see you there. And thank you for being part of this. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.